What is going on, everybody? It is Edison T. Crux standing on top of a tree on a little precipice of a brand new world because this is the world that is about to become CruxCraft Season 2. This is just kind of how I do things. I stand on something, on a little thing. This is really giving me some deja vu to the beginning of the first season. So this is going to be a nice little episode 0 as I prep some things and prep your minds for what's coming up in, as you can see, I'm floating around in creative mode here, in Season 2. So the first thing I just kind of want to let you know about is how I'm going to be doing the videos in this is going to be a little bit different than the previous ones. I'm not probably going to do as much in the way of like, hey, here I am building, a bunch of like gameplay stuff. I'm probably going to do more in the way of like updates where I'll let people know what I'm doing, kind of show off like weekly, like, hey, this is the new stuff that's been happening this week. Stuff more like that. Not as much, because to be honest, I'm still not really in a spot that I really want to be doing a whole ton of YouTubing. So if that's really what you're into, I do apologize. I do miss working on it, but this is what I can manage for now. And it will still give you a chance to see what's going on, what's shaking around the server side. So I think that'll still be pretty cool. Other things that need to be discussed is there will be a few game rules and such that I plan on implementing in this. First of all, one of the key ones, and I will set this up now, there's a bunch of junk there, is game rule keep inventory is going to be true, which means that death is not going to have too much in the way of consequence on this particular playthrough. I want to make it so that this is a fun place that we can goof around and such, and I don't really want to have player death be kind of a bummer on there. So keep inventory is going to be true. Dying is not going to be too big a deal. Oh, look at that. Already some new stuff. This is so cool. Now, I did have a whole bunch of command blocks I was going to set up. I'll even show you. Yeah, you can see the failure of my codes. Because I had a bunch of cool command block stuff set up down deep below here. Deep down in the spawn chunks, I had a little secret laboratory built out of bedrock where I was going to be setting up some command blocks. But unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but temporarily unfortunately, they've changed a bunch of the syntax and such in this update for command blocks and commands in general. So pretty much none of those are working right yet. I'm sure they will soon, but things like one player sleeping and all that kind of stuff, things that I think are honestly essential for a server, are not going to be functioning right off the gates. So that's okay. That's okay. I imagine that those will be updated soon. People will figure out new ways to do that with the new stuff. So I'm not too worried about that. Right off the get-go, we won't have all those things, but I'll set that up later. I'll leave that command center there for future projects. So other things that need figuring is, of course, how to get there, because this is not really where I intended us to be starting play. There's a really cool mushroom island surrounded by ocean, and seeing as this is the update aquatic, I wanted us to have some oceanside stuff. So I could set the spawn to go over there. Or, better yet, I thought, let's have the spawn chunk stay here. And I'm going to make me a little button. A little button that will, let's see, give as in crux command block. So I'm going to make a little spot here that will allow us to quickly teleport over there. It's a one-way ticket, so it's not something that's going to be used for fast travel between the two a lot, but mainly because I want us to be starting over somewhere far that way. So I'm going to get that set up, and then we will check this out. I've got a puppy friend. So talking about 2-minute builds, we have this little thing. Now you should spawn, I believe the spawn is like right around here is where you exactly spawn. So inside of this little contraption, I have a command block that my thinking is we will be able to press a button and it will be a one-way ticket to the Mushroom Island. Now I gotta go find exactly the coordinates that it should be at. So I'm gonna go teleport myself over there, find on my map where it's supposed to go, and then we shall return. Here we are in the beautiful and way bigger than I remember. I keep thinking, oh yeah, space is going to be a concern because it's just one island, but this is a really big mushroom island. So this is the communal area that is lagging as all the new things are loading in. And as you can see, it remained pretty much the same from the seed for 1.12, but out here in the ocean areas, it has added all kinds of glaciers and cool stuff like that. So I just need to find exactly the spot where this teleport should take you. Wow, it is getting some extra lag, more than I was expecting. So I'm thinking, see this little island right here, this tiny little dirt spot? That thing is, or not dirt, rather, sand. That would be perfect. So I just have to get right here, find out the exact coordinates for this. And that way you still have to do a little bit of swimming. I'm not going to make it too easy for you. And also, I didn't want to put it on the island proper, because then if we start building stuff and I didn't update it, it might teleport you in the middle of a block. So this is perfect. So what are my coordinates right here? It is perfect. I will write that down and then go set up the teleporter, the telepod. Now that I've got the coordinates written down, what's the fastest way to get exactly back to spawn? It's kind of a blocky thing there. Oh man, this is going to be so cool to build around here. I'm so excited to turn this into our place. So the fastest way back to spawn, I'm thinking, is going to be just stopping into survival mode for a minute. What do you think? Oh boy, Merry Christmas to all and all, good night! And that should pop us here, which, yep. Whoa. Woo. Getting all kinds of weird lag. And you know what? I don't want it to turn to night, so I see it's starting to lag, is what it's starting to do. Let's get that going, because I don't want it to turn to night and make a bunch of monsters that I don't really want. So, perfect. So, I'm like, why is it not doing that? All right, so we just want to get into creative mode again. Copy that block, move it, and we just need to do, I think it's just TP, should be correct. And I think if we don't have anyone else, it should just teleport the person, I would think. Let's test this out, pop that there, and in theory, nothing will happen. Okay, I tell you, I think I'm just... okay, all players, all entities, nearest player, random player. So I think nearest player is what we need. So it just doesn't allow on command blocks to just be the person entering it, which makes sense enough. So theoretically, if you're really careful and you press this button from a distance, you could teleport someone else against their will, which that'd be funny to see. All right, moment of truth. I've been having so much issue with command blocks with this update, but that's okay. Is it working? Yeah! All right, cool. And there's no way back from there. So theoretically, this is going to do the job. Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. So, oh, look, all this stuff in the ocean now. This is fantastic. So I think then, for the moment, we are set. Now, the one other thing I wanted to mention is you probably already noticed that I've got a new texture pack on. This is supposed to be a better for building texture pack. I'm playing with it. I don't know if I'm going to stick with it or not. I'll probably experiment for a little bit. But this is it, guys. This is it. I think we are ready. I am going to go myself up real high here, drop myself down into the spawn area, and then I think we're good to go. So I'm going to get started. Now, again, this is going to be a soft launch. I'm not going to be doing any big fancy thing for the original launch. This is kind of the layout of the Mushroom Island if you want a nice overhead view. It's not going to be a big launch thing. Again, I'm not doing a ton in the way of YouTube. So I apologize if that's what you're hoping for, but I'm really anxious to get diving in here and start playing. Diving so literally that I'm about to do it. So thank you all for watching, and I look forward to giving you the first update on the earliest days on the server. Catch you later, everybody.